Hi and welcome to We the Pink Table. Today we have a special treat for you as we have not one but two very talented and handsome boys in our midst. They come from the lineage of Bollywood royalty but are keen to make a niche for themselves. Hi Karan and Rajveer.
Hello,
Welcome to
hello.
We.
Hi, Karan Rajveer. Welcome to We.
Hi.
Thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure. So, what is the one invaluable lesson you have learned from the women in your life, whether it be your mom, grandmom, or even Drisha?
Uh, Basically, mom was obviously because dad was working. Mom was more there during my childhood, so I picked up a lot of things from her. And when I used to get irritated in school about a lot of things, she used to just tell me, put your feet in that person's position and understand what that person is going through, rather than you feeling that person is either putting you down or has said something wrong. Just think that where he's coming from and just have an open mind to things, because everyone's not negative, just negative. There's some aspect of their life or they've experienced something. Just be open minded and loving. And that's what I've learned from my mom
Wow.
while
How
growing up.
wonderful is that? Tell me, in today's age of social media, how easy or difficult is it for men and women to find true love?
I think that because everyone's connected now, so it does play an advantage where you. And I have friends who actually met their significant others and gotten married because of.
Social media.
Yes. At the same time, it's also a disadvantage because I feel like if you're trying to look for your ideal partner, you keep thinking there's someone out there better. So I have friends also getting confused and finding it hard to settle down. And
So, it has its pros and cons.
I guess. But I think, people ask me this, is it better in this generation? I think in every generation it's really
It
hard
just
to
changes,
find
yeah, it just changes.
someone who's
I think
you
either
considered.
when you're supposed to find that special someone, you find them regardless of whether it be on dating apps or social media, where you just bump into a person and you kind of connect. 'Cause I have friends the same way he said who've connected over certain dating apps. Now they're married. Some people have got bad experiences. Some people have got good experiences.
I know
As a-
someone who got catfished also. So it just depends. It just depends. Good luck to everyone out there.
Wow. But millennials like yourselves, y'all are like so open about relationships and about rejection and insecurities. Like in our time, the girl was told, you better be coy, you better be shy, don't be yourself, don't be bold. And that, you might get rejected. So there was that fear of rejection. And the men were told you have to be macho, don't show your emotions. Otherwise, it'll be your weakness and it'll be shown as insecurity. Today, are men afraid of rejection, and what are the insecurities men have?
I think everyone's afraid of rejection. I think we all have such high dreams and ambitions. Even if it's to ask someone out, we're just scared to go up and just finally ask the big question, and we're scared to hear that no.
True.
Because we feel like there's a shortcoming within us that we look at it as in a way that we can't improve or we can't change or grow. So I would say rejection happens to each and every one of us.
And what about the insecurities? Do men nowadays have insecurities?
Insecurities, I think it's a universal thing. It doesn't matter whether you're a
Male
man or female. You're insecure about your own personality and your own behavior. You keep on thinking what the world would think. So I think insecurities in general, because of society and social media, I think it's coming down harder on the youth, because you get taught that this is the perfect image. This is how you need to
it's
be.
a different kind of insecurity.
This is what life is, or your personality needs to be this way. Actually, there's nothing right or wrong. We as human beings are all different. That's what makes us all special.
What do you think, Karan and Rajveer, are the insecurities that women face? You think they feel the same? Rejection, yes, but
I think as well, because I think in our Indian culture, we groom our females to be a certain way, to find that guy or to behave in the family values and all. But I think this generation we're growing up in now, there's so many conversations that are happening now, and people discuss about it, talk about it.
right.
So I think in the metropolitan area, it's more talked about. It's more
Vocal.
Open.
yes. I feel like it is more out there. But at the same time, I'm sure you have certain cases where they do get controlled, and I just hope that whoever those people are, they do find their peace. They do find their ways. Obviously, you have brands, giving products on how a females' image should be. This is the body they should
Yes,
have. This is the
Right.
makeup
The
you should
appearance,
use.
the look.
Yeah, and also the skin color.
Yeah.
Where
True,
everybody.
very true. We have all
Yeah,
those
yeah.
creams to become fair and, body image, a lot of issues and insecurities. And like he said Karan said with social media
Yeah.
and everybody has to be a
Yeah,
certain
like on
image and
Instagram, I can understand people having
Yeah.
insecurities because all you see over there is perfect bodies,
Yeah.
people
And
posing,
most of the
selling products.
pictures are Photoshop, but
True.
the
Yeah,
normal,
that's
normal
also
person,
true.
but
Yeah.
unfortunately, the normal person thinks, oh, that's how you should,
You should be
normally
looking,
look, not
yes.
realizing, and then they put themselves through something that they shouldn't be putting themselves
Yeah.
through.
True.
And
they-
you never look like that.
No,
It
you
is
will
one of those
not.
unrealistic things that you are basically promoting, and a person in that power who has that space and has that following should think,
Yeah, what
okay, you're
they're doing.
making money from it, but then the whole lot of youngsters that are out there, you're sending a
Influencing,
very,
yeah.
very wrong
Yeah.
message to.
Very true. Very true.
And you're grooming a young generation for something that is unreachable for no reason. And
That's
you should be
true.
proud of
You
how
are.
you look
are
and what
and
you're
how
born
you are,
with, and
yes.
that's
Be
you.
confident
That's
in
uniquely
yourself.
you, and
Yeah.
just be confident in yourself.
That's so true.
We are sitting
Yeah.
at the pink table, and the conversation would not be complete without women empowerment. So, what are your views as to how we can empower the women of today or the girls today?
I think, first of all, equal pay, equal opportunities. I think these are the conversations are happening also right now, and there's a lot of changes that are happening. I think an even ground for men and female to grow together and for both of them to understand that for better of humankind or humanity is to accept one another and to have an equal playing field. That will give the best person the right job to improve humanity in the right way.
So, it is equality at work,
Yes.
equality at home.
And what if along the same line, if you could be a superhero for a day, and which superhero would you be, and what superpower would you use, or what would you do to help the women today? How would you empower them?
I'm saying Sunny Deol beating up all the people who did wrong to women
Wow, I like
in any
that.
way or form or other.
Sweet.
Wow, that's nice. That's good. And what about you, Karan?
I think he's.
You said it all.
You can't copy Mark.
I'm kind of saying, for all the superheroes, they're trying to think in what way. Otherwise, it's all. I would just say, I don't think there's a superhero like that. Someone who would just grant confidence to everyone,
That's
to make
true.
them feel
Wow.
empowered to be
So
who they
true.
are,
I love
rather
that,
than
yeah.
hide behind the shell and try to be something they're not, because society tells you like this is
How you should
how
be,
you
yeah.
should go. But who
Wow.
are they? They like you,
Absolutely, yeah.
and why to give them that position of power unnecessarily?
So
Because
true.
it's in your hands.
Wow, I love
Tell
that.
me, Karan and Rajveer, about the platform that you are as actors. What are the social causes that you are passionate about, or what is the change that you'd like to bring about in the society?
I grew up with a lot of learning issues, so I always had a soft corner for kids having a hard time in school, having a feeling like they're not worthy to do something good in life. Can be anything, can be they're autistic, dyslexic, anything. So I feel we should be more open-minded to understand how kids perceive knowledge and not to write them off like they're stupid, and just give limitations to them in such a young age where they feel like they're not capable of actually reaching their true potential.
True. True.
It's so needed today that we empower kids as well from a young age to be
Yes,
like
thank you.
know that it's okay, and you can go on to be. And we have so many geniuses out there, and so many people who've done well in life.
I think, yeah, that's what I think. It's at a very young age, you're obviously fed that thought process that you have to
Yeah.
get a degree.
True.
If you don't have a degree,
Oh,
that
yes.
means you've not achieved anything
yes.
in life.
Oh, yes.
People who have achieved the biggest things in their life, none of them have a
And
degree.
then, yes, so true.
But no, we want to preach that no, and then that person has to, even if he gets 88%, it's not good enough.
Really, I
And
know.
I've seen kids cry, and I was like, you've done a good job. Like, why are you crying over there? Like you've done extraordinary, but that harshness on kids today that you
It's
need
too
to, you need to. You don't know whether the kid is learning or not. You're just like
parroting and
parroting
going
and copying and copying.
yeah.
Is there anything going? Are you actually learning something?
True.
Well, is there anything you're learning from this that's going to help you in your future when you
Absolutely.
actually go out there and face the world.
In fact, they should be
Yeah.
given skills and trained in what they are gifted or talented or have an interest in, right?
But Swarn, I think times have
They
changed
have a
from,
bit,
right?
they have. But you know what he's saying about competition? Like in our time, agar we got 60%, we
You
were
had-
happy, first class.
Yeah,
mil gaya.
exactly.
Now it's like 90%, no, like you said, 88%, you know,
80%
your
you
friends
get, yeah.
try. So now if you don't get above a 90, it's crazy. It's
And I
crazy.
think they're heading for a burnout at a very early
Yeah.
age, you know, with the competitiveness.
Sure.
That's so true. That's so true. Now, in a few years, both of you will go ahead to have families and you all will have children. And first to you, Karan, since you're closer to
It's
it.
closer.
If you have a daughter, what would you teach her to be aware of or walk out of in a relationship with a man? And if you have a son, or when you have a son, or daughter, it's like with a son, what lessons would you teach him in how he should treat women?
The daughter is the main thing is you need to be respected and treated right. It doesn't matter if the guy can be whoever
Yeah.
or is charming and whatever. You need to be equally on equal level and equal terms in the relationship,
yeah.
and you need to be emotionally respected.
Very
If the
so
guy is,
beautifully
if that guy is
said.
not doing that, then you shouldn't
Be with
wait or
him.
hang along or think that you need to serve him because he's the man or anything.
Wow.
You should just
Yes.
go out there and just leave the guy and find someone else. To a son, I would just tell him that the world is a very different and weird place and it's ever changing. And I think that we lack love in the world we need. So just go out there and just be a human to people in need and always listen and always be caring. Do not make a judgment beforehand. Do not let the temper get the best of you. Just be
Loving and caring and
loving,
kind.
listening, and caring and kind, and just keep an open mind.
Wow. Awesome.
What about you, Rajveer?
I was just taking notes.
Are you proud of Big Brother?
Yeah, definitely.
But seriously, what would be the things that you would?
I wouldn't try to impose any, gender, like a girl should be like this or a
And
guy should be
wouldn't.
like this, and wouldn't give them any restriction because they're a female. I think we should give them treat them as you would as a son, and give them all the love and support. And as Rocky said, it's such a scary world out there,
Yeah.
and we grew up in such a protective family.
True.
So, you got to break down little harsh realities on how the
True,
world
very
might
true.
conceive you. As well.
Very true.
Wow.
Tell me, if you guys were to star in a movie on women empowerment, give me one name of a nice leading lady who you'd like to play the role against.
There's so many actually out there to specify. Narrow it
Name
down
one
to-
for
I think
stars.
the obvious is Kangana ma'am, I guess. She's already
She's a
kicking
strong
ass out
person.
there.
She
She's a
is
very
kicking
strong
ass.
Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
She's not afraid to speak.
Even
what's
Alia
on
with
her mind, and
Gangubai.
Alia is also-
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's done
just-
remarkably
They're both
well.
strong
Yeah.
personalities.
Yeah.
Vidya Balan ma'am also is so
Oh,
good.
she is,
For that matter, even
Yeah.
Deepika Padukone
Yeah,
Yes,
has
they've
done
all
yes.
very.
kind of
Very
outspoken out there
True.
and taking things ahead, basically.
Yeah,
Right.
that's so true. So in that, we have women who are being so, the industry has evolved so much and women are getting better projects and they're playing these strong roles. How do you see yourselves, helping the female actresses along? Because there's like pay disparity and, sometimes they may not get the role they want. And how would you empower your co-stars?
I would say your work speaks at the end of the day and you will get there. And I think things are changing, things are kind of coming at that crossroad
True.
as times are going ahead.
yeah.
So I think we're slowly, I know it's been a slow process, but I think we're eventually
Getting
there and just keep on working, as I believe your work, your
Always
craft
speaks,
and
yes,
speaks more
yes.
than words. That's what people take more seriously, basically. So I think that's the main thing that you kind of have to focus on. Not get worried and then just keep on going ahead.
And just focus.
Yeah, and focus on that.
As Rocky said, I remember Amir sir also speaking about this because there's more movies orientated with the leading actor having more screen time
Yeah.
and also them being popular to draw that attention of crowd. So they used to get paid to see how many seats you might fill.
Right.
But now there's so many leading female movies out there. As Rocky said, times are changing.
Yes.
People are
Correct.
open to an idea of a leading woman leading the movie. So I think I would love to do any minor roles in those movies to support them. I'll just
How
love to
wonderful.
work with
How
them.
wonderful
Awesome,
is that?
Awesome.
Tell me, if you boys got an opportunity to take a famous leading lady out for dinner, who would it be?
I said I've got a wife.
So you're going to play it safe.
Yeah,
She'll take Drisha.
I'll be more than happy to take my wife.
I think that's lovely
sweet.
because actually I was going to say let's talk about any strong woman you can take out. So
I would take our
actually-
president out.
Wow,
Oh.
yeah.
She's the
that's
first one
cool.
from a tribal community, a teacher turned to a president.
Oh, yes,
And
absolutely.
It's such an interesting to hear her journey.
Yeah, I know her journey, right?
Yes.
I know about her. And what would you tell the older generation? Like, how can they help empower women? Because they have a different set of ideas.
I think for someone to break those norms, going through those norms, thinking, I remember, I think Anushka, which movie was it? Yeah.
NH45.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think in that movie also they and showed it really well how
The
the
patriarchy.
previous generation manipulates the younger generation because they didn't know anything else and they're shocked that females right now have more freedom and everything. So I think for them to, it's hard to accept the truth sometimes and understand like we need to change, we need to get better, and we can't share our same experiences and struggle for the younger generation. It's fine, they're more open now to, I guess, to be more accepting, I would say.
And
You'll come from a very illustrious family and you'll have seen many roles being enacted. In your opinion, how much has changed towards portrayal of women in Bollywood today from what it was, let's say, 10 years back or 15 years back?
I think it's changed quite a bit. Otherwise, your typical how earlier days was.
Yeah,
it's
the song,
your
dance and
song,
finish.
dance, and then
Your item
obviously
girl.
there's
item
no
girl or the crying mother.
profession.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
girl is always shown as a housewife in a rich family.
Or the
guy
Rona
is-
Dhona.
yeah, the guy is basically not doing too well. They have that moment they meet, they fall in love. He takes her away from that house, but they don't think, okay, how are you going to
Gonna
support
survive.
each other, survive? They make it like look like a very rosy picture. That how life is okay, we can survive on love, but the times are
doesn't.
different.
very different. So
Basically,
true.
that's not a realistic outlook. Everyone now is in some line of work, as I said. No one is here that, obviously, that very stereotypical way
Yeah.
they kind of used to depict things. But I think now,
So we
times
are
yeah,
depicting
yeah.
women in more bold
More, yeah.
roles
Yes,
and
Stronger
more,
characters.
Yes.
stronger
Stronger
characters.
characters.
And
Yeah. And supposing you all had to choose a quirky Bollywood film title for your life stories, what would you all use? Which title would you keep for your life story? Chalo, we'll say Bollywood, Hollywood, anything.
Okay,
But something quirky.
I would
Let's
say
see.
my life has not can be described, I think, one title,
With
so
one
to keep
title.
here.
I guess
It
for
would
me it'll be the Angrez Nepo kid Rajveer Deol story.
Oh, wow. I love that. I love that. I love that. So, yeah.
both you boys must have had some wonderful memories growing up, you know. It's a big family, a joint family, a happy family. Any fond memories that have left an impression on your mind growing up, specifically about women?
I think just at home, everyone is just, we're always like one unit who's supporting each other. So there's anything happening with someone, the whole house knows
Comes
it,
together.
and everyone kind of comes together. So it's just that everything becomes into occasion that you've got utmost support for. So
That's so
I think the support factor in the system in the house is pretty
yeah.
big, and that's stuck by all of us, and we all are, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, we'll always be there for one another.
Yeah.
But I must share something, Swarn. While growing up, you know, we all grew up in Juhu, we're all Juhuites. And I clearly remember, you know, everybody would say, you know, anybody coming from Punjab specifically and wanted any help, go to Dharminder ji's bungalow. You know, it became a landmark, literally. And I shared this with Swarn
Yes,
the
you
other
did,
day.
you did.
And I think that just transpires in the upbringing. So it's wonderful.
So true.
I remember growing up, going downstairs and meeting someone I never met before. They'd say
it's a new
this-
face all the time.
Yeah, I think at lunch when we go dinner, we used to
Yeah.
bump, and well, obviously there was some relative
Yeah,
or
Always
someone who's just staying for a few days to get onto their feet.
So
They just
true.
come
So
here,
true.
yeah,
I
So
think
true.
there was an instance that I heard about that there was actually a robber sitting on the sofa in the room, and somebody just came and
heard
said,
this story.
"Namaste, namaste, Marinas, ye kaun hai?"
We thought, and that guy
So
took
you-
it.
yeah.
I think also was like confused that he was getting treated like a family member because he was so used to seeing someone or the other new face, so you presumed him to be.
So did he say at the end of it कि मैं चोरी करने आया
I
था
think
पर
that
अभी
was like cotton or
Yeah,
something.
I think they
don't
found
know.
out, and
I
then
was
he
too,
was
I don't know if I was
shooed
born,
away.
but I heard
God.
this story. I don't know if I was born yet or too young.
So, getting to a slightly serious topic, you just touched upon emotional abuse. You know, we hear a lot about physical abuse of women and how, you know, we're talking a lot about it and how it can be helped and all, but emotional abuse and mental abuse of women are two things that we do not really see touched upon. Can you all just share your thoughts on that?
I think basically, as I said, we're in Bombay, we're like, obviously we've seen all sorts of things, we're exposed to a larger culture. So our general mindset is different, but certain parts straight in India, I think need
The
to
rural India and the
progress
village
because
India.
I could be wrong. I think unless you lay hands on a woman, you've not done anything wrong, which is
Yeah.
not right.
True.
You can't keep on speaking down to someone and think that the it's fine, they should take it, which is not right. What if you put yourself in that position? Would you like it?
No, you would
yeah.
not. True. Very
That's-
true. Very
you need
true.
to think about the person is a human being. The person has emotions
Very
just
true.
like any other person around us. So I think to support the person, you need to think before you say. Put yourself, as I said again, in that person's
Yes.
shoes, and if you really love the person, support them regardless and
Of
be
what-
them for them. It doesn't matter, just be there for them. Because that's the reason you've married and that's the reason you're with that person, no? Because you've fallen in love for that person for who they are.
Wow.
So you can't think that, okay, one day is not gone right, you can just unload and say whatever
Yeah.
you want because words hurt.
Yeah, very true.
Words hurt.
Absolutely.
Words
It's
are
always,
powerful.
deeper
always.
wound than
Yeah.
actually physical sometimes. Words stay with you forever.
For life, and there's
Yeah.
something that you would say in that moment without thinking that will leave such an everlasting impression on that person that sometimes it can be irreparable.
So beautifully said, but very true. Yeah.
Wow.
Tell me, Karan and Rajveer, if you've got an opportunity to switch roles with any leading actor for a day, who would it be?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Fantastic.
He's retired right now, but just the commitment and just whatever he goes through, just to experience that once, I think that'll be a blessing.
What about you, Karan?
Tom Hardy from you.
Wow. So growing up, I mean, all these years, you all must have noticed some quirky mannerism or some habit of each other. You want to share that with us?
Rocky talks too loudly. I might be sleeping, it's a Sunday. He talks like he's giving a political speech to thousands of people. So yeah, I guess that's the one.
What about you, Karan? What do you think about Rajveer?
I think sometimes it just looks like he's just pissed off 24/7. Life has done him wrong for some reason.
People think I look so relaxed. Though. You're giving my secrets.
That's why I asked for that. One thing people don't know, some
You see
quirky.
him in the morning, it's like God knows what someone has come and told him that his life
I love that. That's so sweet.
What would
That's
your
so sweet.
advice be to girls today to empower them, the
girls.
young girls to empower them?
I think now they're so ambitious. I think if they hear advice from a guy, it might get it.
It's so true.
That is so true.
And
everyone now
yeah.
is going in the
Yeah.
So I
They'll
feel
probably
stupid
say,
saying it.
yeah.
But they're so
That is so
ambitious.
true,
They're
yeah.
so driven because I guess they felt the history that their parents
Yes.
must have, mothers gone through, the grandmothers gone
Yes,
through.
true,
That's so
true,
Yeah.
true.
What is the one piece of advice, and I don't mean regarding your careers or profession, but one piece of life advice that you have got either from dad or granddad that has stuck with you always?
Dad I think just seeing him lead by example, he always say just work, 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 don't ever give up. Always think you're the best. And always have that confidence like you're it's not about being over cocky and
Yeah.
walking around like you own everything. Because the world is so harsh, everyone puts limitations on you, everyone is rooting for you not to do it. So I guess you have to be so strong in your head and such a stubborn back. And also, he said, always be true to yourself and never change for anybody. Grow, don't be stubborn, but just never change for thinking that this is the trend, I need to follow it. And if I follow this, some success will happen.
Yeah.
While down the road, you might lose an identity of who you actually are.
Wow.
Wow.
That's great advice.
Wow.
And how about you, Karan?
My first film was coming out. So he said, you've done your best now to think of the what ifs. There's no reason. Tomorrow's a new day. And tackle as a such. You know in your heart that you've given it your all.
Yeah.
So it's fine now. Certain things are out of your hand and just keep on working.
Wow.
Keep on working.
That's
It's
so
just
true.
hard
That's
work,
basically
yeah.
it.
It's
It's
just
your
simple
work
and
doesn't
hard
end.
work.
Okay, this chapter is shut, but a new one will start tomorrow.
Starts, yeah.
So-
One door closes and
Yeah,
the other
correct.
Simple and
opens.
great advice.
That's it.
Both. Like,
Yeah.
So,
absolutely
what is the
fantastic.
motto that you boys live by?
I just think the motto is just to never give up, keep working. Look for small victories. Don't look for the bigger, large victory you think that's going to come. It's like trekking, like every step. You just
Yeah,
have to climb a mountain. You got to take one breath out, take one step.
One step at a
Every
time.
battle
yeah.
wins the war.
Yeah.
That's true. And how about you, Karan?
I would just say, I think we as people are ready to always look at the negative aspects of our own life, but we're not grateful for the positive things that
What
life
we
has.
have already.
So just look at the positive things. Okay, things might not go right, but everything in your life is not bad. There are good things there also. As I said, life is not always rosy, but you need to have that, be grateful to the good things that God has kind of given you and around you. It's very easy for you to kind of look at things in a negative manner when things are not going right, but it's more difficult to look at what's good around you and that manner when you wake up in the morning and
How
just say
wonderful.
that.
How
That's basically,
wonderful.
I've used to not, but as life is kind of going by, I've started having. Initially, I didn't, but I've kind of changed my.
Wow.
Initially, I was the one who used to be looking at a lot of negative things and letting the negative things overcome me. Problem is when you get into that negative headspace, your mind kind of goes to places
so
that you
true.
shouldn't let your mind go
Yeah.
to.
Wow.
And I think you go into that self-destruction
Mode, yes.
mode where you're kind of
Yes.
destroying yourself by yourself.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
rather than the positive things will make you push on, rather than the negative things will just send
Bring
you
you
into
down.
that
down, yes.
Spiral, yeah.
that never ends. And then I think you just become a bitter person, which people around you wouldn't
That's so
Wouldn't
true.
like.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, so what would be the advice, each of you, like Karan, you would give your 18-year-old self, and Rajveer, you would give your 18-year-old self. What would you say to that young boy today?
You're an idiot.
That's so brutally honest.
Oh God. I think I would just say believe in yourself and your dreams. Just don't think that you're not good enough, and just get serious faster.
Aim
and
for the
accept
sky.
who you are instead of trying to fit in and trying to fit in with certain crowds or whatever. Just accept who you are, because that's like God, that's so long ago.
Yes.
So I would just say, the craft doesn't judge you. The craft doesn't care who you are, where you're coming from. It doesn't care that you're a rich kid's son or a poor kid's son. Just invest in the craft and you will see results.
True.
Wow. How about you, Karan?
I would just say just cherish each moment. Don't think of things unnecessarily. Don't be too hard on yourself.
Self, yeah.
Because those times, once they're gone, they're not going
Can
to
come back.
come back, and those are the most fun times of your life. So
Wow.
don't be overcritical on yourself.
Wow.
So we have a quick rapid fire for the two of you. I start with you, Karan.
Okay.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Mountains or beaches? Morning person or night person?
Morning person.
Interesting. Action films or romantic?
Why you're laughing at the
Action
morning?
films.
Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram. Not bothered on Twitter.
Books or movies?
Both actually. I enjoy reading books, but movies obviously.
Of course,
More
of course.
favorite.
Dogs or cats?
I would say I love them. It's difficult to.
Just say
Louis
dono
will
and
get
then plug my
Dono,
movie
yeah.
also.
Dono, yeah? Sneakers or boots?
Sneakers.
Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
Netflix or cinema?
Cinema.
Cooking at home or dining out?
Cooking at home.
Road trip or flying?
Flying.
Music or podcast?
Music.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Interesting. Swarn, your turn now.
All right, Rajveer, now your turn. Pizza or sushi?
Sushi.
Comedy club or live music?
Comedy club.
Sunsets or sunrises?
Sunrise.
Android or iPhone?
iPhone.
Fiction or non-fiction books?
Oof. I guess fictional.
Sneakers or boots?
Sneakers.
Tattoos or no tattoos?
No tattoos.
Vintage cars or modern cars?
Vintage.
Beach vacation or European adventure?
European adventure.
Superhero or villain role in a movie?
Villain.
Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. Yoga or gym workout?
Gym workout.
Comedy roast or serious interview?
Comedy roast.
Classical music or rock music?
Hip hop.
Oh! Black and white movies or color films?
It depends. Some good black and white. There's a lot of good. I guess colorful.
Okay, and this is for both of y'all. An interview with We, the Pink Table, or just any other interview?
Pink tape.
Karan and Rajveer, thank you so much for coming on We the Pink Table. It's been such a pleasure to have both you boys. Wishing you a lot of success and many more movies to come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us on this show.
And we have a little gift for you, a little hamper, which we'd like to give you.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
What are you going to have first? What are you guys going to have first?
Hope it's giving away.
It's all vegan and very healthy stuff, so no need to worry. Except don't eat that. That's
This
so.
is not edible. Okay. This is the first thing I thought I'll have.
That's a vegan soap actually.
It's edible.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's that. Okay. Good, good, good.